to be here. I'm coming to you live from her power space. We are here with Dr. Lavita. Hi, Dr. Lavita.
Hi.
And we have a huge announcement on this Global Women's Entrepreneurship Day, November 19th, 2021. We wanted to announce it today because we are celebrating women entrepreneurs and honoring our mental health through this joint project of Default to Happy, Dr. V, and her power space, that'd be me. Her happiness clinic is launching today officially. Dr. Lavita, how are you?
I am great, Michelle. I'm even more excited just to be here with you, even if we're not physically in the same space. I am super excited for this joint venture. It is absolutely going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to really get started and to talk more about what her happiness clinic is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. So I want to give the folks who are watching a really quick overview of what her happiness clinic is. And then you and I are going to talk a little bit about our own backgrounds and what we're bringing to the fore. And then we're going to go a little deeper and get into some of the nuts and bolts of what women who participate in her happiness clinic can expect.
Perfect.
Her happiness clinic is the culmination of many one-on-one conversations that I've had, that I know Dr. Lavita has had, and that Dr. Lavita and I have had with each other. And that is, as people come into the space, they're exhausted, they're fatigued, they are challenged in every way. And honestly, those conversations were happening before the pandemic, but the pandemic didn't help. Right? The pandemic actually made us kind of even more disconnected, and also made us also realize we needed other streams of income even more. Right. So it was sort of this joint kind of perfect storm that caused imperfect feelings of isolation, of exhaustion, of fatigue. There's a lot of doubt, a lot of imposter syndrome, if people want to use the word syndrome to go with that. There's a lot of just feeling out of sorts, to be quite frank, just emotionally and mentally out of sorts. And I know for a fact, after having done over 30 years of professional and personal development training, as well as training as, in psychology and human development, that there are different points and phases of just a quote unquote regular life that can be very challenging, right? But add to that the challenges of entrepreneurship, of growing a business, raising a family, dealing with a pandemic. And in my case, and a lot of the other women I speak with, add to that some of the hormonal changes of perimenopause, right? Some of the changes of menopause itself as well. And everything just feels like, and we're disconnected and not talking about it. Or we're only talking about it through a meme on IG here and a, okay, girl, over there. And one thing I heard, Taraji Henson has been speaking a lot about perimenopause. We're about the same age. She's a little younger than me. And so she's been talking a lot about these changes in our bodies, right? And she said there's one thing that, especially in our Black community as women, where we're like, Black don't crack, girl, you don't even look like, look at Dr. V. You know what? Dr. V has a daughter who has a 2 in the first digit, right? You would not believe that, because you would think Dr. V has a 2 in the first digit of her age, right? But we big that up and we love that, and you look great. But honestly, at some point in our journey, things happen to our bodies physically, internally. So I don't care if I look 12 on the outside, my body knows that I'm 51. Yes. And we're not talking about these things in our community. And add to that, being a woman trying to kind of also traverse these waters of entrepreneurship and building a business, it just feels like so many different things are going on at once. And so I reached out to Dr. V who was getting ready to tell you about her background. And I said, what can we do? What can we create to bring together resources, information, and create a safe space? If you know me at all, and if you don't know me, you will know, if there's one thing I can do, it's create safe and sacred spaces for especially women to come together and get the resources that we need. And so, Dr. V, tell the people about your background and why, I reached out to you immediately when I was like, we have to do this.
Yes, well, I am Dr. Lavita, but I go by Dr. V, which is why you heard Michelle kind of go back and forth with the name. But I am a social and emotional coach, all about really helping individuals manage emotions and manage all the things that happen in your day to day. And that can be really challenging. All the things that you mentioned, Michelle, are so very true. And there's something that you said that really resonated with me. We talk about as women, right? Our bodies and going through the changes. One of the things that we also don't recognize is how stress amplifies the already, like all the turmoil and things that are happening with our body. It really does amplify that. And so really my goal is when I work with people is to really help them to understand all of those things, right? In and out. I've had over 15 years of working with individuals on managing their relationships, both personal and professional, really how we show up every day and how that impacts those exchanges, and also how it really plays a part in our own personal lives. And so I am so very excited to be able to do this with you, because this is something that women need. It is something that entrepreneurs need, that you just mentioned, and it's going to be phenomenal. But honestly, what I want most is for anyone who's going to be participating in this with us is to walk out feeling healthy and whole each and every time that we do this, and to be able to see that impact in their lives. So again, I'm super excited about this, and really changing and impacting lives and helping individuals do that within themselves.
I love that. I want to share, there is an actual quote that has just been playing over and over in my head. I'm going to put that on the screen. When we recover loudly, we keep others from dying quietly. And so often we keep things in, or we feel like we're the only one that's facing this challenge, especially in our social media age. There is this tendency, and even though we know that people put their best foot forward, it's still, there's this like cognitive dissonance, this little bit of disconnect where you're like, I know other people put their best foot forward, but still their best foot is so much bestier than mine.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like, I know, I get it. I'm sure they have struggles, but there's no way their struggles are as challenging as mine at this point, right? Or we do the reverse, which is to say, okay, yeah, I have some challenges, but you know what? It's not that bad, right? Other people have it even worse.
Yeah.
And that still leaves us with this burden, because
Mhm.
we still have the challenges, right? So this is about coming together and making sure that we have a safe space to talk about what's going on in our lives, but it's also a space to get access to resources.
Yes.
And a space that we're going to talk about just now, what it will look like when we get together, right? Because this is, I don't want to say what it's not, but we are not listing this as group therapy, right? This is not that, to start at least, right? We don't know what will happen as we move forward, but our goal in coming together is that we know that when women come together, we talk, right? We tend to talk and share and are able to sort of like, she's not heavy, she's my sister, kind of, I can put a little bit of my burden on your plate, you put a little on my plate, and we can all help each other out. As you know, my motto is we all win. And that's still going to be a big part of Her Happiness Clinic. So starting with Her Happiness Clinic, her is women, right? Because we are her power space, Her Happiness Clinic. her happiness because number one, Dr. Lavita just brings joy. She has studied happiness. In fact, Dr. Lavita talked to us a bit about what you found and how your work in the field of happiness is going to be this amazing opportunity for the women who are involved with the clinic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my motto is really default to happy. I think we all have a default, right? And oftentimes it's to the negative, and I get it. Emotions are completely normal. But we want to find that soft landing space, which really is happiness. It's okay to go through all the ranges of emotions and experiences because that's the human experience, right? However, at the end of the day, when we settle in, whether it's physically at home, right, or it's just settle into our spirit at the end of the day and we reflect, coming from a place of gratitude, there's always something, right, to be happy about. And that's what I found is that really when you can tap into the goodness, right? Not ignoring all the other things because that's real life and that's okay. But when you can tap into the goodness of life, what truly drives you, the little things, because that's what gratitude is all about, right? That's where the magic lies. And so that's where her happiness clinic has been birthed, is because we want to really sit there. We want to rest there. And we know as women, we need a place to rest. We need a place to rest.
Yes. We could have called it her rest clinic too, right?
We could have.
And the clinic piece is because you know what? We are going to work. We're going to work. We are. We're going to have resources. We're going to have access. We're going to have activities. We're going to challenge each other to get to that happy place, to stay in that happy place, to recognize that happy place, to find that happy place when we need to, right? So that is the basis of her happiness clinic. It is really a space for women entrepreneurs to come together to get what you need, the resources to do the work, to do the camaraderie, to be happy. Right.
Yeah.
And not in that kind of, oh, ha, 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 nothing's wrong.
No.
It's not Oompa Loompa land. We understand life happens. But I think really what it is there's an underlying joy sometimes that even when things are going on around you that are negative, there's a way to tap into that internal joy, that internal peace.
Yes.
Right. And so that is our goal with her happiness clinic. So we will be meeting on a monthly basis, alternating between virtual and in person. And so our first meeting is going to be virtual, and it's going to be heading into the holidays because for some of us, the holidays can be a very challenging time. It can be because of deadlines. It can be because of end of year. It can be because of the holidays and family and all kinds of reasons. So we are coming together for happy hour on December 8th for 6 to 7 p.m. And I hear that there's a little Dr. V going to bring some little recipes for us to maybe do some cocktail making over Zoom. This will be a virtual event. So we are going to be able to have that time just coming together, getting to know each other while we're mixing it up, literally and figuratively. We will have both alcoholic and non-alcoholic options, right? For that happy hour. And that's what we will be doing on a monthly basis. We will be hosting her happy hours, right, at her happiness clinic. Our first in-person meeting will be on January 28th. And that's a Friday. That's the last Friday in January. And we'll have more details about that. Of course, you can go to her happiness clinic to learn more. What this looks like is a membership community that enables the women who are part of the community to pay $9 a month. That's it, $9 a month, which gives you free access to all of our virtual events and discounted access to our in-person events. And as we go forward, we actually have some vendors who have already said, hey, I want to make sure that I have opportunities for the women who need the whole mind, body, spirit, right? So whether that's looking like a spa day or looking like, activities, I am super excited because Dr. V also has a serious, serious gift in aromatherapy. So just know that there's some aromatherapy in your future if you're coming into the space
Absolutely.
January 28th event, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to have just a library of resources, some other goodies that we're not telling you about just yet. And so you sign up, and that first month you pay, includes an administrative fee. So that first month is $19. And then after that, it's $9 every month. We will be meeting every single month for happy hour, alternating months. So virtual, in person, etc. And of course, you are welcome to attend all of these meetings. The in-person meetings will have an additional fee in some cases because of materials and things like that we will be having available to you in the space, which we are so excited about because we've already planned out like the first 2 to 3 meetings and what's going to be included. And we're like giddy about this.
Yes.
But the most important thing to understand is that this is a place where we can come together and be honest. This is a sacred space. Our in-person meetings actually will not have a virtual component because we believe that we want to contain the communication. We do not want people to be passively sort of consuming what they're watching us do in the space. So if you come to the space is contained. And if you're online, we have contained that as well. So we are really, really looking forward to working with you, to getting to know you, to help you through your journey. Because when women come together, we are unstoppable.
Yes.
Yes. So, Dr. V, any parting words as we get ready to sort of head into the December activity and the December meeting that we'll have together of Her Happiness Clinic to kick us off?
I just want to say that I am very excited. This is something that is going to bring value to your life. And that's what we want to do is really, sometimes as women, especially entrepreneurs, we invest so much into other people. We invest monetarily into others. And sometimes we don't invest monetarily into ourselves. We invest our time and our energy into others and oftentimes neglect ourselves. And so in this moment, I really want us to decide to choose ourselves and understand that that is not selfish, right? It is, in fact, one of the most selfless things that you can do is to pour back into yourself. And so, especially as we approach the holidays and moving forward into a new year of the unexpected, let's invest in ourselves as women, as entrepreneurs, and believe that we not only deserve that it is truly our right to feel healthy, happy, and whole. And so, if I can leave you with something, is choose you. Just choose yourself. You are worthy, you are worth it, and we are going to do the work together. And I'm truly excited to begin this journey. Moving into the new year, it is going to be an amazing journey, and let's do it.
Yeah, I love that. Choose you. Choose you. Now you guys see why Dr. V was the obvious choice for this. You see how calm she is? And I'm always like, ah! So you can have that nice little bit of balance there
Yes.
between the two of us. It is my heart's desire, my purpose on this planet is to create spaces and to connect people, especially women, to one another and to what we need. And I know that's my gifting. And I know that it is beyond mail and podcast services and conference rooms, that it's about community and our relationships. And the most important relationship that we have is a relationship with ourselves. And from the conversations, especially that I've had, especially in this last 6 to 12 months, there's a lot of not self-loathing, but at least self-doubt, if nothing else, going on right now, and a lot of isolation. And so choose you, and then choose your sisters. Choose to come and add value to other women as well. Right. And I think we're really great when we can look to our left and look to our right and know, wow, we're in this together. We really are. Right. And so we look forward to you signing up, heading over to Her Happiness Clinic. Once you sign up, you will then receive actual little questionnaire so we can learn a bit more about you and get prepared for our time together in December and then again in January here in the space. And we thank you so much. It is a simple, but yet not so simple choice, right? It's up to you. We're putting the ball in your court. We're giving you everything you need to come together and spend some time on you with us. So, Dr. V, I look forward to seeing you in just a few short weeks. We will be together virtually again in December for the first meeting of Her Happiness Clinic on December 8th. You'll get all the details by signing up at herhappinessclinic.com. Dr. V, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We cannot wait to meet you and get to know you and spend time with you as we all default to happy. I like that.
Yes.
All right. We will see y'all later. Bye.